So there was a father and a son traveling in a car. Unfortunately, they get into a car accident.
Rushed to the hospital, but on the way to the hospital, the man dies.
So then they rushed the boy into the surgery to see if they could save him.
So the surgeon takes one look at him and says, I can't operate on this boy, he's my son.
Who is the surgeon?
I've heard this before, but I don't remember the answer.
The boy?
Other father?
The surgeon could actually be the father.
This is probably the hardest riddle I've ever had before.
And then going into a building, to an institute where there's no other black scientists, not to even think about a black male scientist or black, just no other black scientists. I definitely did feel, well, like, am I supposed to be here?
Seun, tell us first what you do, what your title is, and what you do.
So I'm Seun. I am currently a research assistant in stem cell research at Cambridge University, and I will soon be starting my PhD, actually, in Cambridge in October 2021. So I'm looking forward to that.
What inspired you to, start that? Because that's not the kind of, should I say, it's not the kind of a career that most little girls, think of. You don't say, oh, when I grow up, I'm going to be a stem cell researcher.
When I was younger, I actually wanted to be a medical doctor because that, I think, as African, you're a doctor.
Same here. I would like.
So that was the trajectory that I thought I would go on to. And I did apply during uni, but I didn't actually get through for a medical placement. So I did a biochemistry degree, and through my degree, I got an opportunity to go to a lab, and that opened my world up to research and development, and I absolutely loved it. So when I graduated, I was like, do I still want to do a PhD? Because at that point, it seemed to feel a bit intimidating to go and do a PhD. So that's why I decided to apply for research assistant positions in stem cell research, and for some reason I got through to Cambridge. And again,
that's because you were clever.
Yes. I should be saying that more. So I got into stem cell research at Cambridge, and I fell absolutely in love with it, and decided that, okay, I do want to do a PhD, and I do want to do a PhD in stem cell research, and here we are.
As a young female in the STEM industry, did you ever feel intimidated? Did you ever feel like I'm not really supposed to be here, and things like that? Did you ever feel that way?
Definitely. Definitely. I think when I was a student, because I did my my degree at King's College in London, and London is a very diverse city, right? So when I was doing my degree, I didn't really feel like, oh, I'm not meant to be here. But I think once I moved from London to Cambridge, first of all, there's the whole imposter syndrome of Cambridge, and then going to a building, to an institute where there's no other black scientists, not to even think about a black male scientist or just no other black scientists. I definitely did feel, well, like, am I supposed to be here? I think for the first couple of months, I really struggled with imposter syndrome, and I think that's why, again, I started sharing this science to just be like, I want to share and show people that a scientist is not someone who's pent up and wears a lab coat. A scientist is someone who is bubbly and has a personality, and you can be that way as well. And I also want to use it to inspire other people, because when I was doing my degree, I didn't see anyone like me in the position that I was hoping to go into.
Is there any particular thing you had to tell yourself, maybe when you're going into work or when that feeling comes? Is there any particular phrase or things that you tell yourself, or is there anything that you do?
I think especially with my PhD application, I've really, really had to work on that mindset of, and I think you've pointed that out, right? Saying for some reason I go into Cambridge, but actually it's no, I am smart enough, I am intellectual, there's a reason why I got there. So it's about reminding myself.
Well, let's go to hair, my favorite topic. So have you always embraced your natural hair, even though what point did you?
No, actually. So when I was younger, I hated, I really did not like doing my hair, because it just felt like such a chore to do. And then there was a couple of years where I started relaxing the hair as well. And with that, you can relax it, you have it too long, and you have it in your hair too long and it burns your scalp. So many things to do with that. And I think I remember there was just one day I was like, I'm over this, and that's why, I mean, for me it was me cutting my hair. So I think that really pushed me to embrace my natural self, and then also embrace the natural hair itself.
Why do you think then that this idea that natural hair is not suitable in the workplace, how do you think this idea came about, and has it ever, ever affected you? And if yes, how did you handle it? That's a lot of questions, but yeah, just...
So I think, to tackle the first question, just, I guess, the history of how, for some reason, black hair is deemed unprofessional. I think it goes back to, what society is spoon-feeding us, right? Especially, when we grow up as young girls, what society is telling us is beautiful is not your kinky curls, right? It's straight, long, luscious black hair that comes all the way to your back. And for me personally, I think I haven't had, because I have mostly no hair, I haven't had the thing of, oh, it's unprofessional. I think sometimes I do wonder if, I bob my hair and I sometimes do different designs, like I've got like a line over this, and so I'm like, oh, maybe this is unprofessional, but that's the way I want to express myself. So I am now at a point where I'm unapologetic about it.
We don't see a lot of representation of black women in STEM. What would you say to someone who maybe unconsciously, I think maybe most of it is unconscious, unconsciously will see a woman or a black woman and not really feel that they might be good at maths, for example? What would you say to them?
For them to make an assumption that just, a black woman probably is not good at science or good at maths, that they're doing themselves a disservice, and it's a shame. If I'm being honest though, I think we also do need representation. I think it's a balance. It's almost a circular argument, right? Because when I go back to the statement I made of, okay, I want to be in a certain position, in a high ranking position in academia, but I don't see anyone there. That in itself, it's almost a demotivation, right? So the more people we're seeing at higher positions, the more encouragement it is to people who are trying to get into those positions.
Well, thank you so much. It's been really interesting talking to you. Thank you very much.
Me.
And I hope that as, young girls, even older women, people see you, they'll know and have that, just have that knowledge that anyone can be in science. You just need to apply yourself, and anybody can do it.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. And you look lovely, by the way.
Thank you.
The mother.
You're so clever.
That was very simple. I understand how I didn't get that.
She's mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got me, okay.